Amid the crumbling temple of Saturnus, the god of time and upheaval, Marcus Valerius stood in silence. In his hand was a laurel wreath made of iron, not a symbol of glory, but of burden. Tiny hidden thorns pierced his flesh, and blood dripped onto the cold stone floor. No one forced him to wear it, but he knew, to change destiny, one must first bear the pain. Titus, the loyal comrade, knelt in the heart of the temple, his hand resting on the sacred ground. His voice echoed through the darkness like the war drums of old. If we must burn away the rotting shell to save the soul of Rome, I am ready to pay the price. The other warriors remained silent, but their eyes had already answered. They did not fight for a crown, but for an ideal long forgotten. Custos Umbrae, the keeper of shadows, stepped forward, his Etruscan cloak rustling in the hidden wind. From his sleeve, he drew an ancient black banner, embroidered with silver thread in the shape of a two-headed eagle. "This is Flamma Nova, the new flame," he said. "When this banner flies above the capital, there will be no more false gold, only truth, and those brave enough to face it." When Marcus raised the Flamma Nova banner high, the flames around the altar flared blue, an awakening light not to burn, but to illuminate the path. From that moment, he was no longer just a warrior. He was the bearer of a signal, of uprising, not against Rome, but against what had disguised itself as Rome. There was no turning back. They entered the blood path of the ancient Etruscan kings, a passage that opened only to those bound by oath. On the stone walls were ancient prophecies, nameless statues, and blood long dried from 1,000 years ago. With each step, they left the old world further behind, drawing closer to a truth not everyone dares to face. In the chamber of shattered mirrors, Marcus stood face to face with himself, but a different self, clad in golden armor, seated on a blood-soaked throne, with the masses kneeling at his feet. A voice whispered like a poisoned wind, "Just bow your head, and it will all be yours." Glory, power, fear, they were all beckoning him toward the easiest path. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, then struck the mirror with his fist. Shards flew everywhere, blood from his hand mingling with the shattered illusion. The wall behind slowly opened. He had made his choice, not the throne, but the arduous path of a firekeeper, one who challenges fate with unwavering loyalty. They emerged from the underground into the cold moonlit night. Before them lay Rome, radiant and majestic as if nothing had ever happened. But Marcus saw more clearly than ever before. Behind that light was a web of power, a golden mask hiding decay. Rome had slept too long in its false glory. On the hilltop before the warriors, Marcus raised the Flamma Nova banner high. The wind whipped the flag, fluttering like the spirit of ancient Rome awakening. "We do not fight against Rome," he said. "We fight to remind Rome of who it once was." A close-up of Marcus's face, half in light, half in shadow. His eyes held no doubt now, only fire, smoldering in the ashes, the fire of memory, of faith, of a time not yet forgotten. The battle was about to begin, not between two armies, but between two souls of Rome.